All right. Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. Woo! Kenny, what's up? Hey, what you doing tonight, man? Y'all watching TV? What y'all got going on? Hey, you ready? You ready to come back to Oakland? Hey, we're about to make you a Pittsburgh Steeler, brother. Congratulations to you and your family. Bro, we're excited to have you, man. This is awesome.
What happened? Holy dooly. What happened?
Coach Stumlin, let's go for the win, man.
What you expect now from Kenny Pickett, year two, it's his team, full control from jump. What do you expect here? What do you talk to him about?
I expect him to kill it.
And what you expect now.
G'day, Steel Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. This morning when I woke up at 6 a.m., I got called into work. Around 5:30, I got a message. I was like, yeah, I'll go to work. 7 a.m., do a quick 5-hour shift, have a bit of fun, and make some money. Have a good time, right? I did not expect today Kenny Pickett to be traded away to the Philadelphia Eagles. And of all the teams too, we'll talk about a lot of things as my camera's going crazy. Philadelphia Eagles traded for Kenny Pickett. So he's going to sit behind Jalen Hurts, I guess, as a backup. So, yeah, I did not expect that. And I did make a comment the other day in my live stream in a car that it could be a possibility the Steelers could trade away Kenny Pickett, because why would he sit behind Russell Wilson? And I think the other podcast with Daniel J and State and Nate from the Unofficial Steelers podcast, we talked about that Kenny Pickett. Why would you sit? Why would you let him sit for a year? Russell Wilson was going to be the clear starter. There was going to be no competition between Wilson and Pickett. Therefore, why would Kenny Pickett want to stay and sit and wait to waste year 3 of his career? And also, why would the Steelers wait, put him as backup when maybe you can get some trade value out of him? So to me, in one big nutshell, if you don't catch the 55 almost 2 hours of content that we've probably got to cover today, maybe an hour or so. My stance is I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Omar Khan. I'm okay with Kenny Pickett going to another team. I'm a huge supporter of Kenny Pickett, but the minute you change jerseys, so see ya. Bye. Good night. If Big Ben came back to be a Raven, I would hope that TJ Watt would smack him around and crush him, right? Steelers actually I'm pretty sure, Steelers versus the Eagles this year. So, yeah, I'm correct. So the Steelers in the away game versus the 2024 opponent, Steelers versus Eagles, Jalen Hurts, if he does get injured, could be a possibility. We see Russell Wilson versus Kenny Pickett in Philadelphia. That would be insane. But this is like another right move by Omar Khan. If I were to play this one again, Omar Khan, the Khan artist, this one.
After the next 2, is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call him? The con artist? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
The Khan artist is being really, really, really aggressive. And for once, it's kind of fun and exciting to see that from last year and even this year with all these, the trades, the cutting the players, Trubisky. Pretty much every single quarterback from last year, Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett is done. The only quarterback on the roster didn't play for the Steelers last year, nor have they ever played for the Steelers. So they're moving things around, and I trust the Khan artist, and I will get the comments in a minute. I trust the Khan artist to get things moving, and I believe he's going to find another receiver. I know that he signed the safety, Elliott. He signed Van Jefferson, receiver, right? We'll get to those guys in a minute. But I trust him to his plan. That could be a possibility. Maybe you go and get Justin Fields now. Maybe you go into the draft and you draft up to get a Jaden Daniels. The way he's making moves is very aggressive and doing things by his terms. So Kenny Pickett's on the out, right? Fan base, half the fan base or near like almost 75% of the fan base should be very happy about this move because they turned their back on him. They didn't support Kenny Pickett. They hated his guts. And that was their view or their opinion on Kenny Pickett. They said, you know what? Stuff you. Goodbye. See you later. We don't want you. Here's what's going to happen, though. It happens all the time. It's going to happen with Rudolph as well. So Rudolph, the minute he has success, they're going to complain and say, I wish we kept Rudolph. It didn't happen. Sometimes you got to just say, thank you, mate. I wish you well, Rudolph. Good luck. See you later. Best of luck with the Titans. And try not to come back and compare those stats to Russell Wilson. We have to get behind Wilson because he's the only quarterback on our team right now. Now with Kenny Pickett, all right? I've been called a Kenny Pickett apologist, Kenny Pickett defender, all those things. I'm not a Kenny Pickett anything. If anything, really, I'm a Kenny Pickett-like supporter. I try and support what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing. And this year in the offseason, Omar Khan, the organization, Aunt Rooney, they said that they had Kenny Pickett's back. They had all faith in Kenny Pickett. However, times change and how quickly in the NFL and its business, they moved on from him. They got back a fourth. Let me see what it was. They got back. Do I have it? I don't have it. Hang on a minute. They got back a fourth or a fifth. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Here it is. KP8 trade picks, right? They got back this. So Steelers Update says, this is one of the Twitter channels out there, who won the trade between the Steelers and Eagles. I'm not a big fan of this who won stuff, but I guess we did compare the Claypool with the Bears and with JPJ. And if you were to say who won that trade, you'd definitely say the Steelers won that trade in terms of Claypool. So it's a valid question. Steelers received 2024 third-round pick number 98, 2025 seventh-round pick, and the other seventh-round pick in next year. And the Eagles received Kenny Pickett to be probably their backup and a fourth-round pick number 120. So they kind of swapped 4 and 3, gave away 2 sevens, and Kenny Pickett is going to the Eagles, right? And as I said, with all these things going on over the last few weeks and whatnot, like, I'm happy for Kenny Pickett. I do hope he goes out there and kills as a backup. I wish him all luck in the NFL. But as time will go on over the next few days, we'll soon be like, oh, Kenny Pickett used to play for the Steelers. But in 2 or 3 more, maybe 3 years' time, Kenny Pickett, haters out there, or some will say, I'm so glad he's gone. But other Kenny Pickett fans will try and bring back and say, well, we should never have traded away Kenny Pickett. I just don't understand that aspect. Once they're gone, they're gone. I brought up with the argument to do with Kevin Dotson the other day. Kevin Dotson is now a Ram. I wish him the best of luck. He's playing really good football, got a huge deal, and still you hear that stuff where it's like, well, Dotson should have been a Steeler. And at the time, it didn't make sense because you had Daniels, you went and got Ciamalo. There was no room for Dotson, okay? Right now, Kenny's production has been absolutely awful, as this bloke here, Adam Schefter says here. Steelers use 20th pick overall in 2022 draft. His Pittsburgh Steelers career ends with 24 starts, 14-10 record, 46 passes, 4,000 yards plus, 13-13, right? So a lot of fans out there will be like, well, he sucks now. And the same fans in 2 or 3 years' time, when Kenny Pickett is like the Eagles' number 1 receiver because the Eagles trade away Jalen Hurts to another team, they'll be like, well, the Steelers should never let go of Kenny Pickett. You can't win on both ends. It always happens when Steelers players go away rather than like close the book and end it and say, well, Kenny Pickett was here, now he's gone. I wish him luck. See you later. Good night. Goodbye. Tuck him into bed. They hang on to it. They wait till he comes back and not when he comes back, when he starts playing good, and they compare his playing style in 3 years' time, if he's still in the league, to what happened at the situation where we were. Camera's going janky as. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. That's just the way I feel. Anyways, I'm okay with it. I'm happy with KP8 to get a fresh start. I did feel like the Steelers fan base, as a collective, all around the world, not just the 28 people here right now, and the 64 comments I have that I haven't seen yet, right? I do feel like the Steelers collective fan base was a bit like, oi, 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 double yoy. Like, you didn't give him a chance. Really didn't. I was hoping that he'd give a chance, maybe get some competition versus Russell Wilson. But at the same time, Steelers thought, no, we're gonna trade you away now, trade away the problem, and try and figure out a solution in the next coming weeks or into the draft, right? That's where the kind of the story should end, but this will linger. This will always linger because depending how far Kenny Pickett goes into his career, they'll always come back and use those stats or his play in 3 or 4 years' time to come back to this same point on 16th of March, 2024 and be the comparison work. well, we should never let go of Kenny Pickett. Trust me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen with Rudolph. With Rudolph saying, with the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they should have went and kept Rudolph. Didn't happen. The thing that did happen is they didn't sign back Rudolph. They cut Trubisky and they traded away Kenny Pickett for his first round, draft status to a fourth. Here's another thing I want to jump on to. Kenny Pickett, the idea out there that, Mike Tomlin stuffed up or the organization stuffed up. The haters could never be happy because the haters will say, well, you should never, why did we the draft bust at number 1 and we should never got him. And at the same time, if we kept him, the haters would be like, well, why are we keeping him? So are you happy that he's gone or are you pissed off because the Steelers used a number 1 overall draft pick to get him at that place? And a lot of haters will say, well, we should have got this player, should have got that player. A lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas in this scenario. For me, I'm really happy that KP8 gets a chance to go to the Eagles. And now we know who our number 1 quarterback is, unless we see something different happen in the draft or we see another free agent signing because we don't know what the Khan artist is going to do, right? Omar Khan, right this minute, has signed Patrick Queen, brought in Russell Wilson, signed the punter, signed our long snapper that is Christian 46. And by the way, I can't say his name because every time I say his name, my channel gets demonetized. And you know what name it is, okay? They traded away DJ as well. People weren't fans of DJ, and now people weren't fans of him. They didn't like his play. At the same time, they weren't happy with what they got back. You can't win both ways. If you don't like the player, and then you're also unhappy because of the result, what you get back from that player, you can't win both ways. I'm just saying. All on top of things, by the way, it's Mike Tomlin's birthday. All right, let's go to the comments. Woo! I'm pretty fired up, man. Like, overall, it happened. It's a shock. I thought it would have been like a 1% chance it was going to happen. I did not expect it to be your Friday and my Saturday for Kenny Pickett to be an Eagle. Now the Steelers have Russell Wilson number 1. What move will they make? But all this thing about, I did see a lot of thing about Kenny Pickett was, crying and whinging. I don't believe it, right? And also try and put yourself in the same shoes. Imagine yourself as a player where they go and sign somebody else into your work. And wouldn't you be pissed off? Wouldn't you be pissed off that someone else came into your environment, your work environment? You've been there 2 years. Maybe the job hasn't been getting done the best, but someone else comes in for competition. Yes, competition is great and good, but wouldn't you be annoyed? I just don't really trust the facts or the rumors out there that there are sources out there and media heads saying Kenny Pickett was whinging, complaining, upset, all that stuff. Of course, you're going to be angry to a certain degree. I feel like what happened is Mike Tomlin and Kenny Pickett came to an agreement. Omar Khan, the organization, came to an agreement and said, is there any chance, thinking about getting traded and we'll give you a fresh start. We'll go back a pick. We'll go our best ways. I wish you the best of luck with the Eagles. Sit behind Jalen Hurts. Maybe then another team will reach out in 2 years' time to give him a contract to be quarterback number 1. But not many teams out there right now are going to give Kenny Pickett a chance to be quarterback number 1. So there's no win-win situation for Kenny Pickett to be a Steeler. Because even Kenny Pickett fans who were wishing him like me, it really makes no sense for him to sit behind Russell Wilson when you have Russell Wilson. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my overall feelings of the whole situation. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. Kenny Pickett, like him whinging, I really don't agree with it. I think he would have went in there. It's business. It's NFL. They made a cut. They made a trade. They send Kenny to the Eagles. We get back. What do we get back? 2 7s, a third, and you move on and you say that experiment at quarterback number 1 2 years ago, pick 20, was a failure. Sweet. And you move on. And hopefully this draft, we go and nail it as we can. Omar Khan and the Steelers do the best that you can and you push forward. But grabbing someone's stats in the near future or complaining about it all the time, to me, makes absolutely no sense, right? And I'm very thankful that I have the YouTube platform to express my opinion, complaining about the complainers. All right. Bit of a break, and I'll come back to the comments.
All right. Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. Woo! Kenny, what's up? Hey, what you doing tonight, man? Y'all?
All righty. I might use that for a video, guys. And sometimes the live acts differently to a video. So I might put that out straight away or tomorrow. So you might see it again. And also, if you want to help me support my channel, please watch it again. So that 15-minute rant, I might put it out again tomorrow or the next day, because the lives always act very different to a video in YouTube land in terms of building a brand and stuff like that. But for everything I said, of course, I agree with it. But I'll start to read your chats and people in the house too to see what's going on. G'day, Justmeal, and I will start from the very bottom. I can't go all the way back to the last 30 people. Alrighty, g'day, Justmeal, what's going on? G'day, Dante. G'day, Steelers at West, and g'day, Pepper. What's up? I hope you guys are doing well. G'day, Reginald. G'day, Sign Dark Hodges. G'day, Havana. G'day, Chloe. What's going on? And who else in the house? A lot of you guys in the house too. Got Pepper, Pittsburgh Toddy, Steelers Wade Show. Fantastic. Like I said, can't go all the way back though. G'day, Ronan. And I'll read out 2 more and we'll move on the show forward. I got some other things I want to cover. But this talk is about Kenny Pickett. It's going to go for a long time. Like Dad said, it's going to go for a long time. Russell Wilson's the only quarterback in the house. The only one. Mr. Unlimited, number 3, is the only guy in the house. Kenny Pickett got traded today to another team. So it's huge news. Like this stuff could last for a long time. G'day, Jet Devil. Let's read out 2 more or 1 more. Viper and George Teston too. Alrighty. Back down. Mark needs about 40s. No, I'm pretty good. Like I'm not even that pissed off or annoyed. Like I just think it's overall like when you think about it, Russell Wilson, oh my God, they traded Kenny. Yeah, when you think about it, when Russell Wilson came in, did we really think that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to have an open competition between quarterback number 1 and quarterback number 2, or 2 quarterbacks that were QB1A and QB1B? I think you're lying to yourself if you really thought that the Steelers were going to have the competition between them. Now, what I said at the very beginning when they signed Russell Wilson to be quarterback number 1, and there's a reason why he sat down for 6 hours to talk about, his future with the team. And I've got some photos I want to share too with Russell Wilson. But there's a reason why he sat down for 6 hours with Arthur Smith and the Rooneys, Art Rooney and Mike Tomlin, because he wants to be a part of, bouncing back his career. He was never going to sit behind Kenny Pickett, who had those stats. So you had to look from that lens. From these stats, Russell Wilson was never going to sit behind. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Russell Wilson never going to sit behind a guy that had these stats who's a Hall of Famer, right? That's where I had my first thought was, well, Kenny Pickett has no chance. They're going to waste his 3rd year to sit behind Wilson. Kenny Pickett might as well said, and I don't know who went to who. And by the way, none of us know. Mike Tomlin and Kenny Pickett, their conversation, nobody knows what's said. Not even the reporters, not Jerry Dulac, not Ari Minunov, not Aditi Quinquambala. No one knows what's said. All they know what's said is in a business sense, Kenny Pickett and Mike Tomlin came to an agreement or an arrangement, and then they had the best result. Kenny Pickett goes to a new team, and he's maybe under the wing of Hurts and their coaching staff and their organization. And I hope the Eagles fans treat him better than they did, the Steelers fans did, because Kenny Pickett, when he first came in, everybody was flying, having a good time, and I think not many fans could handle the adversity, not the adversity of a few bad losses and all that kind of stuff. He was crushing beers, having a good time. He got married. We were so excited, right? We gave him a pass on the first year, gave him a pass to Trubisky, the OC, Matt Canada. Also, Kenny Pickett, you never saw him without Matt Canada. You saw him for 1 game, then he got injured. Same time, too, he got injured quite a bit. The Steelers fans, I believe, gave up far too soon. But at the same time, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers said, you know what? Fresh start. You go your way, we'll go our way, and we'll see what happens. I'm totally fine with what happened. Like, I really am. And I don't know if Dante, you put it there yet, but we're not trading for Aaron Rodgers. We have Russell Wilson, right? We're good. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. I think it's exciting, man. I really do. And it's funny too. On Mike Tomlin's birthday, I saw Mike Tomlin really happy with Patrick Queen and Russell Wilson having a good time, coming to the building. It's so crazy. The first day that Russell Wilson goes to the building like this, right? Russell Wilson put a tweet out that said, ready to work at Steelers. He signs a contract. He does his his interview, not his post game, his interview, press conference, introduction to the Steelers, 20-minute listen, like he's fired up, he's ready to go. I've heard bits of it here and there, but I can't quote it, right? But he's so fired up to be a Steeler. And the day that he joins the Pittsburgh Steelers is the day that Kenny Pickett is traded away. It is kind of funny to a certain degree that Omar Khan and everyone said, "Oh, we got faith in Kenny Pickett," and then just go and trade him away. But it makes sense. If they weren't going to use him this year, why would you hold on to him for the fourth year? Coming to his fourth year, if they kept him and Russell Wilson went away, you'd still have the quarterback problem. And also going into the future with a franchise quarterback, right? We don't know who that is. All we know is that Russell Wilson's going to be here 1 year. 1 year. We have no idea who we haven't got a backup quarterback. The Steelers only have Russell Wilson for 1 year. Right now, it is like a clean slate. The Omar Khan, the regime right now, the Khan artists, got rid of Trubisky, Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett. Boom. Done. Right now, we don't know what's going to happen into 2025. And that's kind of exciting too, right? I do want to go to a few things, though, and I'm going to go to your comments, put some questions in the chat. I believe, what time is it over there? Like, dude, USA time. 10 p.m. on the East Coast. It's pretty late on a Friday night. You guys at the pubs having some fun, having a good time over there. By the way, when I was over there at night time, it was always good. It was always a good time having beers and sherbets. Right. I do want to go to a few things, though. What can I do first? Let's talk about this Elliott thing, because I didn't get a chance yesterday to talk about Elliott. Have a bit of a break from Kenny Pickett. Now, I saw these tweets going around the internet for Deshaun Elliott, and he's now he signed I think a $6 million contract, $3 million a year, depending how what I've seen and heard so far is he was a Raven, a Dolphin, and stuff like that. He plays safety, and he'll play next to Minka. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Kazi because he's still on a 1-year contract, but it looks like that this bloke is going to be playing next to Minka. So it says here, this is from, when I say it says here, it's a bloke on Twitter, Josh Carney, it's a random bloke. He says, I think it's safe to say Deshaun Elliott will be the new fan favorite, called Pittsburgh a real football in his introductory press conference. Why else would you not want to play here? And that's why I always come back to with Mike Tomlin, the Steelers, the organization. That's why Russell Wilson sat down for 6 hours to be in there. That's why Christian 46 is there. That's why Cameron Johnson signed the contract. That's why they're trading away guys like Deontay Johnson, because he doesn't fit the mold here and they get other guys back. They want to play Pittsburgh Steelers football, and they're getting back to that. They're getting back to that run mentality, play action pass, and solid defense also with Patrick Queen. So I don't know this guy from a bar of soap. And when they are too, I tried the other day. The other day I tried watching Patrick Queen highlights. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You know why? Because he's a Raven. I couldn't do it. I couldn't simply not sit there. I watched a few of them, but I couldn't sit there and watch Raven highlights. It irks me. It irks me. I tried to watch Elliott highlights last night, and I couldn't do it because he was wearing, a lot of the times he was wearing a Raven jersey. I did see one tackle where Elliott smashed Derrick Henry, and that was highlighted. But for the most part, because he was wearing purple, it pissed me off. And I was like, nah, can't watch his highlights. Anyways, here's some more tweets about Elliott too, the safety. Dale Lolly says, it's football. I feel like, this is a quote from Deshaun Elliott. It's football. I feel like if you're scared of being physical, get off the field. New Steelers safety Deshaun Elliott, what he brings to the team, how he fits. And one last good one is from another bloke on Twitter. Jarrett Bailey said the Steelers are signing Deshaun Elliott shows they are take the load off Minka Fitzpatrick. Facts. Elliott is very good run. A very good run support safety. So they'll load the box with him in those situations, and Patrick Queen can patrol the middle of the field while Minka plays center field. So you might see that possibility where Elliott's with Minka at the back, Queen in the middle, TJ Watt, Highsmith on the outside, Cameron Hayward, JPJ on one side, the other bloke, Dante Jackson on the other cornerback number 2. Defense going good too. So I want to bring him up, give him a bit of a shout out as well. All right, you guys are going off in the chat. Woo! Exactly right. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. There were so many times the highlights I could not watch the highlights, even with Queen, because I know he's a rat bird. And I was like, why would I want to watch highlights? Russell Wilson wets Russell Wilson wets world. Yeah, Thank you, Still Go 808. I know I wasn't too crazy in the comments today, but I really had to get all these thoughts off my chest. And when I start going on a tangent, you almost can't stop me. You can't stop me. G'day, JJ52. What's going on? Howdy. What's going on, mate? Yeah, it's fantastic. Going live late at night, 10:30 at night p.m. and everyone's having a good time too. Alrighty. Sherbet's dead set. All right. I'm missing a lot of conversation. I'm trying to jump in there and there. All right. Dante says maybe they only get one receiver. They put more faith into CA3. It's a good word. It's a very good word, faith, because they put a lot of. They said they were putting faith in Kenny Pickett. Next minute they traded him away. Yeah, because that was the other one too I want to talk about before I get into the questions. Was this bloke, this dude here, was, and I think JW, you broke the news to me as well. Andy Mironov, this NFL dude, says the Steelers are signing receiver Van Jefferson to a 1-year deal, a weapon for Russell Wilson. Now, this bloke, I'll be frank. My name's Mark, but right now I'm frank for 2 minutes, right? I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I really have no idea. I've heard him like once or twice in my life. I have no clue who this bloke is. Van Jefferson, I think I saw a stat out there. He caught like 30 footballs, 20-something, and his yards were like 250, something like that. I don't know. He's got really low catches. I did see another article or something I was reading. I don't know. It was like Steelers Now or something that said that this bloke could be coming into to take Miles Boykin's job because they didn't sign Miles Boykin. This guy is not going to be your number 2. If anything, he'll be your number 3, number 4 receiver. And yeah, a weapon for Russell Wilson, maybe, but I don't think he's going to be up there in the status of receiver number 2. I just don't see that happening, right? So I wish him more luck too, coming to a 1-year deal. I think he had limited catches in the Rams, and he was with someone else too, some other team. But I don't know. I know nothing about him. I think the bigger news, to be honest, and what's crazy is that the Omar Khan made the move to get safety. Omar Khan and the Steelers made the move to get the receiver, right? And Russell Wilson and Mike Tomlin's birthday signing the papers, right? The big news is Kenny Pickett. Let's not go past it. The huge news is Kenny Pickett. The Pittsburgh Steelers trade away Kenny Pickett with their 2 years in on a 5-year deal or whatnot, trade him away and got back that stuff. A third, a seventh, a seventh, right? To the Eagles. And here's one thing at the very start of the show I want to talk about was, why would the Eagles do this? I don't know the situation. Why would the Eagles go and trade for Kenny Pickett? Do they need a backup quarterback? If Kenny Pickett isn't happy with the Steelers, per sources and rumors that he doesn't want to be QB number 2, would he not be happy? Would he not be happy the same way with the Eagles? Because he's not taken Jalen Hurts' job. There's no way. I don't even know who the Eagles backup. Let's find out who the Eagles backup quarterbacks are. But to me, is that not really the same scenario? If there was going to be competition for Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett, did he not have a better chance to start for the Pittsburgh Steelers rather than go to the Philadelphia Eagles? Let's go to the depth chart, right? Or was there a case where Kenny Pickett actually wanted out? It was more Kenny Pickett's idea to leave and get a trade than it was the Steelers. And like Mike Tomlin says, he wants volunteers, not hostages. So on their quarterback, they got Tanner McKee. So Jalen Hurts, quarterback number 1. Kenny Pickett will be wearing number 8, I assume, unless they have weird, single-digit numbers. And number 19, Tanner McKee, is their backup. So maybe it's a win-win for Kenny Pickett to get out there and be a quarterback number 2 behind like Jalen Hurts. But was there a better possibility for him to stay in Pittsburgh to get some reps and have a competition with Russell Wilson? Or were the Steelers always going to go with Russell Wilson at that point? I don't know. But that to me overshadows. Like I feel a bit bad for these blokes. I feel bad for Jefferson, and I feel bad for Elliott. Right, in a 1-2 punch kind of day, they've signed a safety, and then they've signed a receiver next. And the huge news, like when I broke it this morning around the YouTube land, I bet you this is in the comments below in the chat. I bet you right now you've been watching that much Steelers stuff all day for the last 6 hours from all kinds of YouTube channels out there. I bet you every single person that does content about the black and gold, dead set, talked about this for an hour or half an hour today, because it wasn't expected. And that's why I said in my title, Who had Kenny Pickett traded to the Eagles on their bingo card? I'd say no one had this happening today. Like, that's why it's so crazy. Oh, man. So many comments. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hit the like, that kind of stuff too. Hit the subs, all those kind of things would be fantastic, right? If anyone has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I will catch up, because your chat right now is different to what I'm speaking about. But put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. 42 people in the house, but I do wish Russell Wilson the best. I remember talking to the Arsenal DB, right? The Arsenal DB a few days ago. I was going to draw him up a Kenny Pickett train. I was going to see where he is. Now that train no longer exists. Kenny Pickett is gone, out of the station, done. Now it's a Russell Wilson train for 1 year. And yes, the Steelers do have a problem at quarterback, but I'm sure the Pittsburgh Steelers, Omar Khan, can figure it out. Like, for every move they're making, I'm sure they're highly intelligent enough to figure it out more than I can. As I sit back in my couch GM, a bloke in his room talking Steelers, that I'm sure they're better off doing what I can do, which is just have my comment on the situation. Omar Khan's out there putting the numbers together. He's going to, try something different. Maybe maybe they bring in Fields. If they were to bring him in and get him for a 6th-round pick, could be a possibility. Do you trade some of these picks? Do you trade the 3rd, or do you trade a 7th and you bring in? Do you trade away the 3rd pick and the 7th? So really, you're trading Kenny Pickett for Justin Fields, and at the same time, you're getting Russell Wilson coming into the building? I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Do you go and trade up to get a Daniels or a higher quarterback? Do you go and get the center? At this point, I legit don't know what's going to happen. Like, they could go and get a center, go and get a receiver to help Russ, go and get some defense. I have no idea. And that's the fun part, right? That's the fun part too. So put some questions in if you want to. I got one more topic I really want to talk about, and that's to do with this picture. Now, this picture I saw on Facebook. Now, this to me is huge. This is pretty big news too. Kenny Pickett news is massive, but this to me right now is pretty big news as well. I saw this on Facebook. It is Patrick Queen wearing number 6. Remember that. And Russell Wilson wearing number 3. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't really ever given out single-digit numbers. They gave out, I think, a single-digit 0 or 00 to a guy back in like 1940-something, 48 or whatever it was, near the time of the Steelers with the war, because he came back from the war. He was a Steeler and he was an Eagle and also a Pittsburgh Steelers player. And I think it was on the Eagles, and he used to wear 0 or 00. They never really give out, that was for they never give out zeros, and they never really give out single-digit numbers. That is for, individual players that have a high class like Queen. At the same time, though, when you do your research on Patrick Queen, he's the guy that has been given, I think, the highest paid free agent pickup, I think, in Steelers history. Someone on this channel told me that. He's the highest paid Steelers pickup in free agent history. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to let him wear number 6, right? Of course, though, the Steelers did let Melvin Ingram wear it number 8, but then he got traded or cut like a game after. But this could be a huge development in these kind of things, where if the Steelers are showing Queen wear a jersey like number 6 in a picture, and they got him in a Steelers uniform, it's pretty much set. Like they should let this happen. Now, they could turn around and give him number 54, Quan Alexander. He hasn't signed yet, so you might give him that number, right? Cole Holcomb's going through his injury. They might give him 55 I don't know if he's coming back. He's going through an injury. I've heard a report that he might be out to the bye week, or around I heard someone said that, or some report might have been Steelers Now, or via one of those Alan Saunders or whoever, one of those blokes, right? Someone wrote and said that he might be out to the bye week. So that could be kind of crazy, that Cole Holcomb's going through a really bad injury, so his number might be available. But the key is the Steelers shared Patrick Queen's number 6, and they don't really do that. And if they're sharing it now and Wilson grabs number 3, how can you show that photo of number 6 where the Steelers don't give that individual numbers out? And if you show it now and maybe they start selling merchandise, that means they have to give you number 6. And Queen has been a Raven for 4 years. Can't watch his highlights. At the same time that he's wore number 6, he plays middle linebacker. He's very aggressive, very physical. and he could be next to Atlanta Roberts, depending also could be next to Cole Holcomb. I just thought when I saw this on Facebook, I was like, man, this could be a big thing. This could be like the Steelers might be turning that new page or writing a different book or whatever, because Omar Khan is really shaking things up. And I know Tomlin gets a lot of slack. I know the organization gets a lot of slack too. 50 people, fantastic. I know everyone gets a lot of slack for these things, right? But when you see moves like this happen with Kenny Pickett traded away, you could say that was kind of like Colbert's, last draft, that kind of stuff. Maybe Art Rooney, the organization's getting a bit more fresh, doing things new ways. I didn't think in a million years that Russell Wilson would be a Steeler. I didn't think in a million years that Kenny Pickett would be traded away. So that time, you might see Patrick Queen wearing number 6 on the field. I'm just saying these things that are moving real fast and quick, it could be a possibility where they're getting a bit of like fresh air into the organization. And yes, we made the playoffs last year, but there's no 3 quarterbacks that are even going to be on the roster. Cameron Hayward's getting older. TJ Watt's getting older. Minka's getting older. And you need to see these guys start to do something. But I have faith. I do. Holy smokes, man! What a live stream. This is a fan. This by the way, this is one of my funnest live. This is a fantastic live stream too. G'day, Sean down here. What's going on? Khan's cleaning the house. Dead set. Kenny Pickett's burner. What's a burner? Okay, burner account. What's going on? G'day, after the hell are you? Shots in 46 honor. Yeah, by the way, too, signing Christian 46 is a pretty big deal. Like, I know that you have to get a long snapper, but he signed a 3-year contract, so that's set. And the punter signed, a 2-year contract. It's set. Chris Boswell is working his way to the Hall of Fame. That's kind of set too. What I need to do as well. Sorry, my bad. For Steelachick 46. What I need to do as well is probably change the emoji. If you would like to be a member of Hooly Dooly University, it'd be fantastic. The lowest tier is like $3 for support, emojis, that kind of stuff. And I really need to just start doing more members podcasts. At the same time, though, I'm really busy. All this week, I've got I think 6 shifts in a row, and I'm really busy. So I have to finish work, do this, jump online, have a great. I can't believe we've got 50 people. That is amazing. 50 people in the chat, and jump on, have a good time. And I've just been really busy, but I'm always pretty upfront, honest with the chat. And I've been trying to do members podcasts, but then also I just want to just go live and do this. And it's just good. It's good to catch up with all people, not just members, but all the public too. But I need to go and I need to either delete the Kenny Pickett. I don't know if you guys have it. Do I have it? Yes, I've got. Hang on. Where is it? Hang on. This emoji here that I'm about to put in the chat. So Kenny Pickett is this one. So I might have to delete that. Kenny Pickett, I made that too. Yeah. I might need to delete that, man. I might need to make a new one, but we'll see. We'll take our time. G'day, Rob. What's going on? Robert says Khan is playing chess. It is fun. It's fun to watch. He's aggressive. He's cut every quarterback. He's cut the center. He's cut the punter. He cut the right tackle. He traded away DJ. And if those players last year, if that didn't work to get us a playoff win, then he's got rid of him. He didn't sign back Mason Rudolph as much as people wanted him back. And I would have been happy to have him back. I'm not the only one that is in the camp, right? I would have been happy to see Rudolph back. But he's making moves, and we're in March, and I'm getting excited to see what's going to happen next. So I don't know. I would put your phones on, me tomorrow. I probably can't break the news if it happens. But if it's a 6 a.m. one again, yes. But more so is keep watching the NFL and YouTube, because you don't know. You legit don't know what's going to happen. I didn't think that Kenny Pickett would be, gone today. Man, I might have missed some questions, so I'll try and watch a chat now too. Holy dooly, man. JJ52 says, Mark, what number would you wear? I bet you can guess. You can't guess mine. I think you wear 52. What number? You know what? My favorite number. I probably wear number 3. I like number 3. I don't know why. I've always liked 3, so I probably wear number 3 to be honest. But yes, I got to get rid of the KP8. G'day, Flying High. What's going on? Yeah, g'day, Rod. Member for 13 months. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Oh, cool. You guys can share stuff. Yeah, awesome. And thank you, Pepper, too, for 14 months. So when it comes to a year, what's that? 18 months. I've got to make something in 18 months because we have the year badge there, which is really cool, by the way. I really like that badge. That HDU badge, where it's like the 1 year badge, looks fantastic. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So when it gets to 18 months, it's a year and a half, I have to make another one, another tier, another member, right? I did have a question though from where was it? Oh, I forgot where it was. Flying High. Clearly wanted to be traded because obviously how random it was and the timing. That's pretty true. Maybe Kenny Pickett went up to the office and said, and you know what? From a man to a man, Kenny Pickett went to the office to Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin and a business talk. And they said, and Kenny's like, hey, I know I won't get a start this year. Can you trade me? And they went, yep, let's look into it. Started to find suitors, buyers, and whatnot. He gets traded. It could have been that easy. It doesn't need to be where Kenny Pickett was like, I don't know. Kenny Pickett wasn't angry or complaining or whingy, whiny or whatever. Maybe, just truthfully speaking, he went to the office, knocked on the door, and said, hey, Russell's your guy. I respect that. Shake his hand, trade me, and then get out. It could have been easy as that. But I think in what we do is, I think in the dramatization of NFL and Pittsburgh and all that stuff to make things fun and sound sexy, we go on like, oh, what happened? What happened here? You know what I mean? But maybe in reality, it just, by the way, 46 people to chat. 46 people. You know what that means? 46. Christian 46. Maybe he just walked the door, knocked on the door, and said, can you trade me? Could have been a big, big possibility too. I agree, 46 too. Khan is fed up with playoff success. Yep. He wants to put himself on the map as well. The koala. Hey, okay, I'll do that. Dante says, put that koala. I agree, Chloe. So, Chloe, thank you for that suggestion as well. I don't know where that was. Dude, I don't know where that was. There's too many people. There's way too many people today. Jedov says, I don't drink, only steroids for me. 100%, I agree. When I say Omar Khan, it's just because I'm saying someone to give you a reference or something, right? If I kept saying Steelers GM, then people wouldn't credit my work on Steelers. They'd be like, oh, this guy doesn't even know who the Steelers GM is. So when I say Omar Khan, it's just I have to say someone. But yes, Andy Weidel definitely deserves credit to and for the success that is happening. So when I say Omar Khan, it's picturing everyone in a nutshell too. And also Mike Tomlin to a certain degree too, because players want to go to play for Mike Tomlin. Russell Wilson did. I'm sure Patrick Queen said that. And the other bloke too, the safety, said that too. Dead set. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Pepper, for the members. Thank you, West. Hooly dooly. So many comments. I've never seen such an aggressive off-season. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is cool. It's awesome. Thank you, Yui, mate, as well. Another member. Yeah. I think Yui was the first person, to be honest. I think Yui was the first person when I did it like last year. Yep, I agree. PGH, Heather says, is that Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, Pittsburgh, Heather says, we're here looking for volunteers, not hostages as well. Yep. I think it's a kind of a crazy move. It's made fun. It's, you know what? To be honest, like whatever happens, if Russell Wilson is successful, bad, terrible, good, awesome, ugly, whatever, it's made for a really, 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 really entertaining offseason. Like dead set, 100%. I wish him well. I want to see wins. I want to see Russell Wilson to, now we can't say Pickett to Pickens. Russell Wilson to Pickens for TDs. It's made for a really entertaining offseason. And like I said, with the Steelers Shed here, I love how you guys can write comments and we can have a big distraction from what is happening in life, going through certain things, work, social life, whatever it may be. This space is good for a distraction. So if anything, it has provided that. And Omar Khan is trying to turn the ship around and just do things differently, how things were done. And like I said, Omar Khan, Andy Weidel, the staff, everyone. So it's a good distraction to have all this crazy entertainment. It is fun. G'day, Kevin. What's going on? Oh, true. All right, g'day, Chloe. 5 months. Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. That's cool. Practice your snapping, Rod. Probably after an hour, you'll snap it better than Mason Cole. Holy dooly. Yins are from Mount Lebanon. I don't know where that is. Where's that? Is that like close to Pittsburgh? I don't know. Alrighty, guys. So I'm gonna kind of cool. I've been talking a lot for 45 minutes. I really want some other Steelers fans to see it too. But I appreciate every single is Russell is Russell Wilson a winner? Yes. I really appreciate everyone coming in at a late time of like, I don't know, 10:30 p.m. Thank you, Dante, mate. Yeah, started watching for the bloke in his room. That's all I am, dude. It's a bloke in my room talking Steelers, man. No, I appreciate everyone coming at late notice. I was working today. It's huge news. We're going to be talking about it as much as we can. I'll probably get a video out tomorrow, which will probably just be that Kenny Pickett rant at the start. That'll be tomorrow's one. It's been so successful. So successful. Appreciate everyone coming in, all the OGs, the mods, everyone else, Chloe, Sean, Afton, JJ, everyone, and all the new people too checking out my work. And yeah, if I can find time, I'm pretty much talking Steelers every day. Unless I get like, a bit overwhelmed, I'm too busy, and I just got to have a day or 2 or 3 days off. But pretty much, I couldn't miss today. There is no way. I was so lucky that when I woke up at 6 a.m. to have a shower and go to work, that the news broke, and my good mate Ryan from Pittsburgh said, we traded Kenny Pickett. And I wrote back and said, no way. Are you kidding? Like, they traded Kenny Pickett on a Friday. He's having, everyone saw him having pizza, having a good time. I appreciate Kenny Pickett. And they're like, nah, we'll trade you away. Go to the Eagles. We'll get some picks back. And it's now Russell Wilson. Like, we have to believe in Russell Wilson unless the Pittsburgh Steelers do something crazy again and go and get another quarterback. So we'll get out of here, guys. I appreciate everyone. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Yui, mate. Much appreciated for the one gifted sub. You're awesome. That's cool. For the 6. Yui. Oh, I forgot. Happy birthday, Yui, mate. Much appreciated, dude. Happy birthday to Yui. For everyone in the chat, put happy birthday to Yui. Hang on, I'll start it. Happy birthday to you. It's today, right? I'm pretty sure it's today. Yeah, dude. Happy birthday to Yui. That's awesome. All right. Holy dilly. That is another question I'll answer for another time. Who will back up now? It's another question I'll answer for another time. So you guys are fantastic. Happy birthday, dude. That's so cool. I think you said you're like, what, 21 or 22? Woof. All right, let's get out of here. 24 years of age. Yui Powers. Oh, yeah, we don't know who Yui Pickett is now gone. All righty, guys. You guys are awesome. Let's get out of here. The only way I know how is to send Kenny Pickett off one last time. Maybe 2 or 3, maybe second last time. Is Kenny Pickett with this audio.
We're back here, Coach, and what you expect now from Kenny Pickett, year 2. It's his team, full control from jump. What do you expect here? What do you talk to him about?
I expect him to kill it. All right. Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. Woo! Kenny, what's up? Hey, what you doing tonight, man? Y'all watching TV? What y'all got going on? Hey, you ready to come back to Oakland? Hey, we're about to make you a Pittsburgh Steeler, brother. Congratulations to you and your family. Bro, we're excited to have you, man. This is awesome.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. And I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's an art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love
Yo, no, let's continue! Hey! What the hell was that?